There was another game last night, although you wouldn't know it, because unlike most of the games we've seen so far in these here playoffs, this one actually really was over in the first quarter. I don't know what happened to Denver out in OKC, but woohoo, we got ourselves a home team win, like Lou said. This one's all tied up at 1 apiece. A 149-106 total. That is, I can't. SGA finishes with 34, 8-4. Highest plus minus in NBA history. We don't normally care, but it's plus 51. That seems like worth a mention. This was, Lou, it's your team. And I know I started with you after their first game, like what happened, but now it's time to brag a little bit. Holy
This, my
moly.
friends, this is how you respond when you feel like you smoked the game. When you feel like you gave a game away or you choked or whatever we want to call it, this is how you respond when you have the caliber of team that you have in OKC. Like, they feel like they're the best team in the West. They know for a fact that they let that game go, and they responded from top to bottom. Every single person that OKC put out on the floor last night made an impact, and they made, you know how sometimes like 2 points can feel like 10 points depending on what you do, whether it's a big dunk or an and one or something. They did this time and time again yesterday, and they just took Denver's heart away. And Denver, they said, you know what? We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys back in Denver. Y'all got it. And they laid down. And that's how you want a team to respond, especially when you come down the end of a game and you do the things that you do in order for you to lose a basketball game. You come back and you respond in this manner. That's what you love to see from your team.
Yeah, minimal experience, the youngest team in the NBA, and they respond like this, and the Boston Celtics don't. That is the craziest part.
All right. Get off the Celtics. Get off the Celtics.
You want to get back on my sweep, gentlemen, sweep bandwagon?
To me, obviously they laid an egg. They smoked a lead. This response made that game look even worse, to be honest with you. Like, they're the two favorites in each conference. Everyone since October has been saying it's going to be the Thunder and the Celtics. And this is how the younger, less experienced team responds. And again, I don't know what the most impressive part was. Probably that they scored 87 points in the first half. 6 guys with double digits, and I think K. Smalls had like 8. They almost had 7 guys in double digits in the first half. This is how you handle business. This is how you don't hang their head. Same thing in their presser after the game 1. They were sitting there, Jalen Williams with this whole rebounding thing. They were a little arrogant too, but they responded and they put their money where their mouth is. And this is how you clap back. This is how you gain back this series. Again, now game 3, I have way more faith in the Oklahoma City Thunder than I do in the Boston Celtics, because I just witnessed a unbelievable response from such a young team. So this is impressive.
You have eyes.
Offensively, like Lou said, this game was. I think what Westbrook was trying to get kicked out at one point. Jokic was trying to foul. Like this game was over.
This was ugly. Yeah, because we've seen, we've talked about it so many times, like these runs and up 20, up 25, whatever. This one just felt really, really bad. By the way, the SGA stat line of 34, 8-4, 11-11 from the free throw line, that's all just in the 30 minutes that he played out there, which is incredible. I'm assuming we still think he's going to end up being the MVP. It's an almost flawless performance. There is a moment, though, Lou, I really want you to sort of take a look at him on the bench. At this point, they are up 1,000 points, give or take. And this is him, and he's so young, and yet, what's going on here? He's locked in.
This is really hot. This is why we were sad when he got traded, because we saw the potential in the player that he was going to become, and this is who he is. This is a live look at who he is. It's like, man, I'm up so many points. I'm bored to the fact that I'm ready to get on to the next game and continue hooping and continue whooping these guys out. But flawless game last night, from him, from his teammates, from everybody involved, and it starts with him. He's the head of the snake. He's the leader of the troops. He went out there, led by example, played with force from the tip. And listen, this is what I like about OKC. They can score at the 3-point line. They can score in the mid-range. They can get to the basket and score. And they take pride in playing defense. Every single person that they put, like, it's not one guy that's on their team that's considered a liability on the defensive end. Everybody that they put on the floor can guard. 1 through 5, they don't care. They switch. They're going to help. They can guard one-on-one. They're just a young team that's primed for a deep, deep playoff run. So I love the fact that this is how they responded. And I love the fact that SGA was bored, because he's ready to go on and play the next game. So this is a series that's going to go a bunch of games. We've talked about that already, but now you got to start paying attention to OKC if they're going to continue to play this way. This thing might be over faster than we know it.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a hot
you
take.
you make a good point there too, Lou. Usually when you're as an offensive team, you're looking to find a mismatch. You're looking to find who's the weakness, who can I go out, who can I try and get in foul trouble. You can't do that against the Thunder. And yeah, Jokic is going to have great games. As good as Hartenstein and Chet and those guys are, he's so gifted offensively. They're going to have big games. Murray's going to have some big, outpourings of games where he's going to make crazy shots. But for the most part, they can switch everything. They can go big. They can go small. They are one of the better defensive teams I've ever seen. So like there is no holes in their defense. As good as Nuggets are offensively, there's no mismatch out there. They have to create with execution and movement. And when they give up so many points they did last night, it's impossible to even fight back in this game because the Thunder's defense is so good. And when their offense is clicking like that, they have no shot. So again, look at their bench points, 57 bench points. Everyone knows their role. This is the response that I was looking for, and it's the response they gave us. And again, they kind of showed us we're the best team in the NBA last night.
I mean, that is the response I think we all expected from both of the teams going in last night with a loss already. Sam Presti just won Executive of the Year, which is, yes, you're seeing why last night was a good example, because they had a really good up-and-coming team already, and then they went out and they figured out, all right, we got a couple places we can improve. And they had Hartenstein and Caruso. So as far as constructing a roster, Chandler, I got to imagine everyone around the league's like trying to take tips from what they did. It's perfect.
I commented on Shams when he posted, I said, of the year, of the decade. This guy should last year, the year before, and the next 7 years. Who's going to do a better job than what they've already, funneled in with their existing team, their picks, their cap, everything that this guy has done beautifully and perfectly. He brings in the right guys. You just mentioned Hartenstein and Caruso. People kind of looked at that Hartenstein contract, $80 million, I think it was. It's such a good fit. And when you have guys that are so young and hungry and committed to both sides of the ball, like they do, they just can keep developing guys. They're good in the draft. That this Sam Presti deserves the biggest raise in the history of the front office. And he's done one of the more impressive jobs, not just in the NBA, of all of sports. This team is set up for success because of him and the job he's done. So congrats. And I don't think this is going to be the last one he wins.
Got like a lifetime achievement already. It's already been doing it. By the way, I don't know.
He's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer just based on what he's done right now.
Just this. SGA did have like a nice little minute-long sort of monologue about Hartenstein and how much they appreciate him and his sort of professionalism and all that. So again, if you didn't think they all got along, turns out they really do. We know the stars, the bench. We flashed that down there for a second there, but if you missed it, the bench last night for OKC had 57 points. And I get it. A total of 149 is a crazy amount in a playoff game. But if this is the kind of depth that they're putting out there, you're the rest of the league, Lou. What can you take from that? And I know it's easier said than done, but dear Lord, 57 off the bench is nice.
It's a little misleading because that was a big game and some guys was out there playing with house money. But the guys that you expect to go out there and play well off the bench, they did. I'm looking at the stats right here. Like Caruso only had 2 points in this game, but his impact was on the defensive end. He's an energy guy. He's going to be a disruptor. So his impact doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. When you have other guys like a Jalen Williams and all of these other guys, they are impact players and they go out and just do their jobs. Like I've never seen a team go out and every single person just plays their role and they be a superstar in their role 100%. There's nobody wanting to be SGA. There's nobody wanting to be Lou Dort. There's nobody out there wanting to be Chet Holmgren. All of these guys are stars in their roles and they go out there and they have literally bought into the team concept. When you have something like that, when you have a group like that, it's special. So when you're looking around the league, that should be your mission statement to guys. Look, just be a star in your role. Let's build a great nucleus of a basketball team, and we'll see the results of that come next season or seasons to come if you guys can buy into what we're trying to build. And OKC has been able to do that with all of these guys.
57, Chandler. I get it. It's the whole thing. All right, let's just, for poops and giggles, let's look at the Nugget side for 1 second, because Jokic fell out of this one in the third. Lowest plus minus of his career. Again, not always a thing, but minus 36, it seems significant for a guy like him. I don't know if you even, do you look at film from this one? You throw it away and just be like, let's just get home?
I think you almost try and find some positive, which is going to be hard to do because this game was over so quick. Again, you don't want to beat a dead horse here. This game was ugly. A lot of times you just kind of flush it and keep moving, and even maybe go back to game one of what worked more than what worked in game two, because not a lot worked there. And again, these numbers are a little skewed. Like Nuggets plus minus. Like, he was trying to foul out. Like he was trying to send a message. The game was over. Like Westbrook, I don't know how he didn't get tossed. He was literally peppering.
He's trying.
He was asking for it.
Yeah, like
he wanted it.
And as vet guys, sometimes you do that to set the tone. Like, look, we're not giving. We still have fight. We're so, like, this game might be over, but at the end of the day, it's 1-1. We already stole one. We're going back to the crib, which is the hardest arena and the hardest altitude to play in. We already have that advantage for us. Let's go and let's clean some things up and let's flush this game. Let's get ready for a huge game 3 because it can easily just swing back to our favor. We have Jokic. We know what we have to do to win. We obviously got to be better defensively. We obviously got to get off to better starts. No one's going to win a game giving up 87 points in the first half. That's just, it's impossible to do. So again, I think they'll continue to look at some things and get better, but sometimes you just want to move on from a game. You don't want to relive this.
Just put it away. And by the way, again, congratulations, OKC, for winning a game at home. It's a very big deal. We're going to take a quick break. Some more games to look at on the other side when we return.
Run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, yeah.